Some may call us pioneers.
Yeah.
Others will look away.
Snareup. Here we are, Snareup Radio, episode 65.
Snareup, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm joined today by Skankbinj and Spednar.
Autechre.
Not sure Spednar, his mic is working just yet. Oh, you're so quiet. You're just quiet.
So distant.
Very distant. I hear rumblings, but I do not.
Spednar rumbles.
Yep.
You got a little bit closer there. It sounds like you're underwater.
Appropriate for this track we're listening to, kind of. Huh?
Come to the surface.
This is the first autechre album I ever had. What was yours, Skankbinj?
I think it was... I can't remember. It's probably Try Rapid Phase. I knew I didn't like it at first.
I think that's the normal reaction.
Yeah.
I think amber is like pretty easy to digest.
I think I had the first three burnt to CD, and I didn't really care for any of them at first.
Oh, you're just still a bit quiet, Spednar.
Swim to the surface. Swim
Yes.
up.
Click the gear. Click the gear. Go to voice and video. And check your input sensitivity. If you're on automatically determined, turn that shit off and crank it. That's my technical advice.
If that doesn't work,
Try screaming.
there are some Windows settings you can tweak.
I can scream!
Oh, hey!
That's better.
Is that too loud? Or is that...
No, it's slightly too quiet still, but then we're talking over a track, so...
It's a good one. Man, so on our list of things to talk about at some point today, we include the NPS autechre streams. Autechre. And we will also, hopefully, be hearing a bit about Bangface from this year, 2018. Spednar was there, performed there, snared there. But we can get into that. At the top of the second hour, we will be hearing some braindance news from our very own Greystar music. And then we will take some requests in the second hour. In the time being...
We'll be having a Q&A with feet bags.
Oh God, I hope so. Oh,
Whitney Striber should be joining us at some point.
I can text him and tease him some more. That seemed to work last time.
Yeah, he needs teasing towards the snaring.
Let's see. Should we just jump into a track here and get the Snare in motion?
We're in a track. This is a track.
Okay, so we want to listen to this whole track. I got you. All 8 glorious minutes of it. So I'll tell you what.
Hey, why don't you put a tweet out? I'll get on the old retweet so we can get a few more people.
Maybe a few more 15-year-olds.
Did we manage to? We were trying to seduce someone from the NTS chat in here.
I got a couple. I got a couple of them.
Yeah.
In fact, I think
now.
I think Dizvor, whatever you say your name, man. We met.
Dizvor.
Yeah, we met in the chat.
Is that the guy that made some music for me one time? I used some of his music on Salad Fingers once. I mean, someone else did. Yeah, it's the same guy.
So he was going by name tag in the NTS chat and got him in here. I used to be Disfor, then Dizvor was an altered version. There you go. It's your old friend, Skankbinj. Your old friend.
Yeah, hey. Glad to see you here.
Snareup bringing it full circle. Well, after this track, I am gonna play a track by a user who I also met in NTS chat. Dario Carpasso.
Dario G, the guy that made Sunshine, if you remember that song.
No, Darios are created equal. I mean, maybe they are.
I don't know. Sounds like an alternative of Mario, like Wario. It could be Dario.
Well, this Dario is located in Italy, and we will hear a track from him after this autechre track, and then we'll get some tracks selected by Spednar going. How does that sound?
Sounds pretty good to me.
I guess I can do that.
Spednar, one of my favorite Yinzers in the house. Spednar was our very first guest on Snareup Radio, episode 5, I think. We did a glitch show back in
Yinz even like snares.
Yinz even like snares. I guess I can put up with a few snares.
Yo, I have a friend in the house as well. Matty G, also known as Machine Listener.
What up?
Snare up.
Snareup Radio. With your host Kattin, me Skankbinj.
Me Greystar.
Anybody else? Anybody else on the host board tonight?
Spednar.
Me, I'm Spednar.
And someone called Rhythm and lambdashift. These people are mic'd up and ready to go.
Isn't that right, Rhythm Bot?
Oh, Rhythm's a bot, right? Okay. I don't know.
What are you eating, Greystar?
A bagel.
Is it an everything bagel?
No, it's cheese bagel. There's some pickles, nice spicy horseradish, brown mustard, cucumber, tomato, dill, salt, cream cheese. It's some good bagel.
Sounds pretty good.
Sounds like a lot of things
Right.
bagel.
Yeah. It's not an everything bagel, but it's a lot of things bagel.
So, are we going to jump into chat about the NTS sessions, or is that on hold for a while?
Well,
show, right?
yeah, NTS sessions just finished up their last one, NTS 4, for the month of April. Autechre hosting. Yes, it's very good stuff. That last show was like super ambient, and I think a pretty good closer to the 8-hour-long, I guess, album. With by far the longest track, All End, which is like an hour. It's so good though.
That's the second Autechre song that's been kind of like a drone for that length, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The other one was from Quad Range, wasn't it?
Yeah,
was it?
That was it's Perlant Subrange something. Let me see. Perlant Subrange 6-36.
Yeah.
58 minutes 36 seconds.
I've listened to the whole thing a couple of times actually. You kind of forget it's there.
Yeah, right. No, I know with certain ambient tracks, it's like I forget if I've listened to it or not, but I do listen to it just in the background for a very long period of time, and it's a very pleasant experience.
Well, you work out, if you've got it on random, if you've got like Autechre on random, and that comes on, it's usually about 20 minutes in that I sort of twig on that it's been the same thing for 20 minutes.
You're like, hey, wait a second, is it going to keep going like this for 40 more minutes?
Yeah. It was kind of funny that playing live, because nobody knew how long it was going to be, and when it got to about 7 minutes, I think everyone was kind of like, yeah, that's just, we're done with this now, let's go on to the next one.
Durational sets or get the fuck out.
Yeah.
See, that's one thing I love about live stuff. And like, say, just physical media as well, like cassettes and stuff. You don't know how long it's gonna be. It's sort of, you don't have this idea of how the track's gonna be laid out beforehand. Like, if it's an 8-minute track, you can be like, oh, well, that's gonna be some longer track. Well, if it's 3 minutes, it's like, oh, it's gonna be a little short one. Or for Autechre, it's like, 10-minute long. Oh, that's gonna be a big swirl and masterpiece. But if it's a shorter one, it's like, it's gonna get straight to the point. I don't know. You get an idea beforehand, and you like sort of know what to expect, I guess. But just having like a live stream, you're always anticipating what's gonna happen next. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to remember the tracks like immediately after they've played, because often they've been so long and they've gone into so many different areas. And it's Autechre as well, so it takes like a few listens just to even like burn it into your mind.
Process, yeah.
It's weird now listening to tracks from like XI, and straight away they just hit me. Whereas at the time, they'd all just go past, and I'd be like, I'm pretty sure I liked a few of those, but I'm not sure which ones. And now they're just like toast in my mind.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to when all the NTS session tracks have reached that level. Then I'll be able to make a judgment, I think.
Yeah.
What frequency do you think Autechre makes your like music in? Like 428, 440?
420.
420. I think they mess around. Well, you're only playing with those sort of frequencies if you're actually tuning things exactly, aren't you? And I don't think Autechre are. I think they play around with something until they like the sound of it, regardless of what actual pitch it is.
Oh yeah. No, with Autechre, it's completely generative, right?
Yeah,
There's no like scale at all.
I imagine they sort of tune by ear if they're going to do it at all anyway, and if they're actually playing notes on a keyboard.
It might be based on harmonic series, but not like, yeah.
Well, it's like when you're messing around with Ableton or something and you pitch from some sample. You can drop a tuner in and see what the actual note is, or you could just play it and kind of enjoy the fact that it's in between notes.
You know the track Albrook?
Which one?
Albruc.
Right.
Put that through Audacity. I found out that it was like in 528 frequency. So that's why your piano never sounds in tune for the track.
Yeah, right. Unless you've got an out-of-tune piano.
You have to have like a synth So
528, is that referring to the note of A, like A4?
frequency that they say it's like a meditative frequency that's supposed to like heal people or something.
Well, yeah, but you're referring to how they tune A4, I think.
Yeah.
Or is it A3 or something?
Yeah,
What's
I
the
mean,
next
And then
note?
that's how the rest of the keyboards
I mean,
go around that.
I'm not too sure about the numbers, but how many in one interval? How many does it jump generally?
Like
As
I
in
know
what-
that like 444 like 528. I think it's like 444C resonates with.
It scales.
Yeah. Oh, the bedding track's ended. What's coming up next? Where's Kattin
Snares.
gone?
I think some snares are coming. Sorry, I was just
Have you lined anything up?
feeding back through my own mic.
We were just having a nice little autechre chat there.
I was enjoying it. I like listening to you guys. This is the track by our boy Dario, right?
Nice
A
one.
lighter.
Called Collider.
Take it away, Daria.
Get glitched.
Wait, the driver is in the building.
That was a good one.
It was a good one. I'm trying to get him to join our Discord. I'll keep you posted.
Get in here. My buddy Matt, who's sitting next to me.
Hello, Matt.
That was pretty creepy. I actually made Matt drive out from Cleveland today.
Oh yeah, I like that sound.
snaring up all the way until 1 a.m. Or later, I don't know. Does it go later than that? 2 a.m.?
Depends on where you live.
3 a.m.? Snareup 24 hours a day.
We will be listening now to a set played by Spednar at Bangface Weekender 2018. Enjoy this shit.
Oh, thank you.
It was Spednar live at Bangface Weekender 28.
Sorry, you cut off, so I had to
did?
finish that for you.
Oh, thank you for helping me.
Yeah, no worries. I'm always there. Always there to finish your sentences.
Oh, that's
if
so
you cut
sweet.
off.
The year 28 was pretty
Yeah.
good.
It was pretty back there in time.
Must have been really crazy for the people of the year 28 to hear that sort of music.
You know, I would have asked my great grandmother, but no, she passed away about 10 years ago. She lived to be 100 years old.
Well,
Imagine
I
her
didn't-
life.
I wasn't thinking about the year 1928. I was thinking about the
Oh,
year
shit.
28.
Oh
So
shit.
your grandma must have been really old.
We have good genes.
Well, I mean, you'll be here until the year 4000, then I imagine.
Lucky for all of you, huh?
Yeah.
Snareup episode 10,000.
It's only 65 right now. Imagine how much ground we can cover.
Yeah, in the year 4000. If they still even have ears. Might have no use for them in the future.
I'm gonna fry people's
Yeah.
ears off. Fuck ears.
What's the future of music? Even be like anything similar? Is it just gonna be tones or noise? Like, what's music gonna be in 1,000 years?
Maybe people will just start working out autechre. Maybe that'll just be like pop. You'll just put it on and it'll be all end. That'll
I
just
mean,
be like
what if...
pop song.
Sorry, I'm joining the conversation a bit late here, but in 1,000 years, what if it was like you just sort of deprogress and maybe people don't need
Is that
traditional
a
media?
that's I think that
Deprogress.
devolve,
See, that seems degress.
dissolve. We're gonna dissolve.
Yes. So basically, everyone dissolves.
We're gonna be
and all
floating in
music
the
is just
ether together.
Sludge water music, right? So what would be water music? Just music.
It'll be a postmordial soup.
Ah, that sounds amazing.
The music of the future is live coding.
Seriously though, how long is it before autechre is considered like normal?
I don't
Everyday
think that's ever
music.
going to happen.
Do you think it'll be like
Because
Captain
it's-
Beefheart, where it'll still sound a bit weird?
Well, yeah,
even
totally.
Later on.
Because it doesn't have like, okay, think about music over the years and how it's evolved. For sure, certain elements have become more mainstream, but most of them, I guess, require a pretty steady BPM, you know. And so, given that autechre is generally very noisy and cerebral, it's not like something you'd have a large audience for outside of people that are into the music and into it for different reasons, you know. There's always going to be obscure genre/boundary pushing musicians,
I think Aphex
yeah.
Twin will be a lot more accessible in the future. I think
He
people
already
are
is, though.
twigging
He already
onto
is.
that a
actually
bit
pretty
more.
successful.
Yeah, it's not
Accessible.
You wouldn't really call it avant-garde, but if you think about it though, like
Yeah.
Pink Floyd back in the day was considered like really out there, and
Yeah.
I mean it's not really, is it? It's very very easy to listen to.
Now,
It's like
yes.
Pet Shop by the Beach Boys. People thought that was like the most experimental album ever.
Oh yeah,
It's so like pop and mainstream to me. Like, it's not experimental to me at all. Bands
Well,
that do the same.
Speaking
It's
of experimental,
for what it did, but it was also meant to be enjoyable in a pop audience, I guess. Yeah.
speaking of experimental, I'd like for Spednar to tell us about the Algo Rave.
The Algorave?
Yeah, Algorave. So,
Oh boy.
Algorave's this idea of you code all your shit live. So when I did that Bangface set, they had an Algorave take over and did everything out of a text editor. So it's debated as the future music.
So how was that? How was Bangface?
It was awful. I got like 3 diseases.
Sounds pretty good.
what kind of diseases did you get?
We'll save that conversation for after hours.
All right, okay, I see.
With algorithm generated music, I sort of get scared by the idea because it's like it becomes, I mean, see, with stuff that's really weird electronic music, it's like, this could be all generated, but you know it's not because it has that human feel to it. But I worry when that border gets crossed where you're like, you think it's made by a human, but it's actually a robot. You know, it's, well, not a robot, but an algorithm. And it's like,
It's the marriage
but
of the
what happens
two.
to music?
We're
What
actually-
happens to music then?
It's already happening. That's pop music
Well,
right now.
It already has happened, yeah. But it hasn't affected enough yet, and it could affect more. Like imagine it affects a mainstream audience where you have all pop music being made by algorithms, like actual algorithms, you know, and then you just have like pop stars rapping over them or singing over them.
It sounds like
And
pop music
it's
would
like-
be way better.
Or robots could be rapping over it.
Oh gosh.
Do you guys know
Android.
about... I'm picking up an echo from somebody. I don't know
Yeah.
who it is.
Matt here. I just wanted to interject and say that I have a theory that pop music is algorithmically generated by the algorithms of our culture.
I have a theory that we're all robots, and I'm actually the only human on Earth, and
You
this
know
is
what?
all
Fuck
a
you,
simulation.
Greystar. Fuck you. If I was a robot, I would be able to handle my stress way better. Oh, it's the end of the song. It's the end of the song. What's happening? What's coming up
Guys,
next?
next song, let's go.
Spednar, what's coming up? Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yep. 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 What's your password? What's your password?
Password.
Thank you for that.
Snare up.
I apologize for that.
Nothing to apologize for. It adds to the experience.
That's enough of that.
Greystar to radio admin. Greystar to radio admin.
Greystar on radio admin. Oh snap!
That's tomorrow. And that is it for us today. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
No, there it is. We are going to do it.
Okay, but yeah, I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Okay. Ready?
There's no words there to play us out. What does that mean? To play us out?
I think it's going to do, it's a video, Sting video.
What is? I don't know what that means. To play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go. That's tomorrow, and that is it. That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Aggie Sheps 3.
Oh gosh, this track just keeps going.
But where was the drop?
I was
gonna
waiting
come
for
up. I had to skip. I'm sorry.
it.
You queued it.
Peace acid. Is it Apex Twin or was it a friend?
Tossicles is off me nut.
Oh snap! Braindance News is supposed to be upload, but it canceled upload. Re-uploading. Cue another track. Give it like.
Nice one, Greystar. And the show was going so well.
It was going so well up to this point.
Now we're old school.
Oh yes. Okay. %, 57%, 84%, 97%, 100%. Braindance News is here. These are some funky sounds, yo. Oh, snap.
More bet. Why am I even bothered? More metal than metal is what I say.
More fire than fire.
Beyond the snares.
Beyond all sounds. Should we play through all the way through? I'm not sure. It seems
Should we segue to the nudes?
Should we segue to the nudes? It is time, my friends, for the time. What is the time? The time is 4:21 PST, anyways. Ooh. Bass.
7:21 now. Here. 22.
It is as if the spaceship has arrived. We're at a new destination. We have some bleeps and bloops. Some high frequencies, some low frequencies, some middle of the road frequencies.
Greystar music always with the most. Just with the most. Just with the most. I'm at a loss for words.
The most losing of words.
Here on Snareup Radio, episode 65.
5.
I'm gonna make an announcement. Y'all ready for this?
Announcement. Y'all ready for this?
This is your last chance, Snareup community. This is our last call for Snare Snacks.
Snare Sax compilation cassette.
Our very first collaborative compilation album. God, it's going to be
some
released.
Collaboration on it.
I think it does. I mean, I've received some help.
No, yes.
It is going to be
Collaborative effort.
released on cassette and digital via Del Dot's label, Deep Space Objects. Submissions should be in the 3 to 5 minute range. They need to be unmastered with at least 3 decibels of headroom. And our deadline is May 1st. Nary a few days away. Only one submission per community member, please. We want the widest range of snacks possible.
And how long can these tracks be? 1 hour? 2 hours?
3 to 5 minutes, Greystar.
Oh, darn.
Hi, do you have like a 2-hour track you want to
I
release?
was gonna put in a cover of All End, but
Yeah.
that might not fit.
No, I had this whole thing planned, but you just shot me down there.
Don't
guess
cover it,
whatever.
remix it. You can do a remix in 3 to 5 minutes of anything.
Oh wait, so what if I make... Okay, so here's the twist. What if I make the song in 3 to 5 minutes, but it's like 3 hours long? Oh snap! Oh snap! Brain Dance News, everyone! Oh, let's go.
In Breakdance news,
Ian. Welcome everyone to Brain Dance News. Well, welcome everyone to Brain Dance News.
killer intro, dude.
Oh snap! Welcome everyone to Brain Dance News. I'm your host, Greystar.
Did you just what the fuck did you upload?
The last day I will be talking about the weekly autechre NTS sessions.
It's better this way.
For those who
It's better this way.
know, it's pretty cool. Autechre did an 8-hour thing, and we're streaming it weekly on Thursdays on NTS Radio Live. But they're done with it now, so it's all over. This last NTS session, NTS session 4, was very interesting. I got to hear some of it live. Luckily, usually I'd miss some of them, but this one I was able to catch. And it's by far the most ambient, ending with a 58-minute track called All End, which is a pretty ominous name as well. Anyways, it was a great last session to end off these NTS sessions. Here's a little excerpt from track 2, Mirage.
Space boner jazz.
I had like 2 takes in the beginning, and I forgot to edit the first one out. I should have listened it through before I uploaded, but
No, do it this way from
Snareup.
here on out, man.
it's Snareup, you know. It's got to be in 1 take.
That's right. We'll do it live. Captain Oblivious says, shout out to adult dry cough linctus syrup.
So yeah, that completes the autechre NTS sessions 1 through 4. You can now buy the 12 LP box set or the 8 CD box set, which will ship out sometime July, maybe? Looks really cool, though. Packaging is obviously amazing. Up next, released April 22nd, which I mentioned before on Snareup, my album Microtonal Nights is out now on Bandcamp and SoundCloud. This is a microtonal, mostly ambient album. It was really fun working on it since a little before the beginning of the new year. Here's an excerpt from Kunin. Quick note on this track as well. This is the second version of this. Previously I released it under the name Microtonal Harmonies 1 on my SoundCloud, which is pretty nice, but it was an early version done in like 1 take, so this one I had a lot more editing done. Really happy with how it turned out though. Again, that was Kunin, track 2 from Microtonal Nights. A friend of mine, Opus V84, also put out an album that day.
Shout out, Opus!
22nd. One that he had in the works for quite a while now, and he finally actually revamped it and released it. This is Bitmap Sessions Volume 1. It's a pretty cool, glitchy, minimal experimental album. Here's Vec 2. My boy Opus putting some nice glitchy content out. I love the really high frequencies and how they're paired with these super bassy frequencies, and then how that's sort of all combined with this larger, pleasant ambient atmosphere. Definitely some Ryoji Ikeda influence, but with its own twist and interesting use of bitmaps. Next up, new release from Oakland experimental / IDM label Katabatic. Selves by Nezzy ID. It's a pretty nice, solid techno / IDM record. Here's an excerpt from Thatch Rivery feat. Lunac Zix.
Everything from Katabatic. Look it all up. It's great. With the Wicked Wild West Coast. West Coast. West Coast IDM.
In sort of the same vein genre-wise, new from CPU Records, Silicon Scowly's Projections. Short EP of music, but it's real nice, juicy techno, released April 27th, just yesterday. Here's an excerpt from Override. That bass line, though. great techno vibes. Okay, so next up, April 27th from Touched Records, Massive Irretrievable Data Loss by autechre. Very cool IDM project, new from Touched Music. I absolutely love their label. Definitely check them out. This is an excerpt from autechre, track 6. So much new music, so little time. Alright, everyone, that's Braindance News. That's it for this week's music, new releases, and IDM and experimental electronica. But next up, we'll have some live announcements and maybe a few new tracks as well. Enjoy.
But actually, I think we might be hopping into
Some new tracks.
Hey, I'm just going to say one thing really fast. Guys, the May 12th show that's coming up in a few weeks, I want to dedicate this show to my mother, Sharon. She is a sweet, sweet woman who helps me so much. It's Mother's Day the next day here in America. So if you think about any sweet tracks my mother might like, please have them ready. Okay, Greystar, back to you.
Some sweet motherly IDM tracks.
No breakcore.
No
Sharon
breakcore.
Sharon doesn't like breakcore.
Some DJ shitmat.
We'll have to figure
Got
out
some
something.
piano pieces.
Yeah, we can play some nice piano.
Put
Maybe
them
some guitar.
all into a sack, and we'll pull them all out at the same time, shall we?
Is she into psychedelic folk? Because I know a lot of psychedelic folk rock.
Let's keep it Snareup style, okay?
Okay.
I'm only willing to bend so much.
Yes, of course. All right, so true conclusion to Braindance News. This track I wanted to play in full, but it's a bit longer, so I didn't include it in the pre-recorded recording. This is new from RVNC Intelligence, I think, right? Released April 25th. It's a new single, Charlev by Oliver Coates. It's a really nice, long, experimental, techno-y track. I don't know. It's really good, okay? And I wanted to play it in full because it's a proper single that I think would be nice to play. So enjoy. And after this, we'll be taking some requests for what to play, I suppose. And that's that. track is so good, though. Next up. Whoa. Just playing now. No. Oh boy. This is cool.
She's the life olde. Most are even names in different cultures. Ancients, warriors, evil ancestral ghosts, terrors, calling, she's in Old English, she was known as the mare.
The mare.
Transaction denied. Insufficient cowbell. That was In a World of Fakes by Wolfbane. And now for something different.
It's a really high frequency.
Shout out Mathgar. Shout out Boner Jazz Leica. Shout out Captain Oblivious. Shout out DLD493V2. Shout out Disvor. Shout out Egnatron. Shout out Greystar. Shout out Kyla. Shout out my Twitch bot. Shout out my Rhythm bot. Shout out Skankbinj. Shout out Spednar. Sorry, you wanted to say your name? Shout out Spednar. Shout out DJ Merverm. Shout out Wolfbane. Shout out. What is that? How do I say that last one, guys? Okay. Snareup Radio is live every Saturday at twitch.tv/Snareup and on Discord. You can join our server via the invite link at snareup.com. And today we spent some time catching up with Spednar, one of my favorite Yinzers. And coming up next, do we have an after show, Greystar?
Oh, yeah.
You want to do an after show?
Honestly, I'm sort of tired.
Does anyone else
But-
want to do the after show? Because they.
I'll do it.
Great.
Okay.
Great. Fabulous.
Well, it's been a great show, guys, though. Great as always.
Yes.
Smoothly and such. Some cool tracks where we playing.
Guys, next week on episode 66, it's going to be Zoark as our guest, one of our young producers. So tune in to that.
Well, that's the show, guys. Snare up.
Snare up.